Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Behind the MicStand. My name is Alex Babbitt, but y'all know that already. I'm here on behalf of the New York Comedy Festival at Westside Comedy Club. I would like to thank them for supporting this. Now, we have a special guest, one of my favorites, Philly raised. Now, when I say he's hilarious, and I've talked about him on other episodes because this nigga doesn't know he's secretly my nemesis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one and only Anthony Moore. What's up, bro?
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Shit, I need you to tape an intro for me. that was amazing.
Yeah, bro, I got you, man. Because on other episodes, I've talked about this, and I just have to get, I would say, there was like maybe a 2-year window where you was catching me bomb. Like, you was catching, in the sense of like, I'll never forget this. When we did Joe Budden show, right? We did Joe Budden show. Because you got to realize where I was at that time. I had just did Def Jam. Yeah, I just did it. Yeah. I was hyped. Ego was on 1,000. I'm like, oh, I'm doing Joe Budden. I'm that nigga, right? I come in my flyest outfit. I'm joking with that nigga Joe upstairs. Girls is laughing. I'm killing, right? Upstairs. Now, some other shit is happening. I'm like, oh, I'm a body. Like, I knew it. And then something happened right before I get on stage where I'm like, man, I'm not fucking with this for real. Oh, like Joe was kind of being a dick to like his audience, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And then you get on stage and you kill hard. And then one of my musician homies go on stage and they kill. Yeah. And I was like,
No, I remember that because around, that was the time when I was like listening to Joe Budden podcast heavy. That's how I found out about it.
Yeah.
And like, so I knew how to talk to them because I'm like, I'm one of these niggas.
Oh, I wasn't one of them niggas at all.
Yeah.
Because I bombed so fucking hard that I remember my girl was like, yeah, we got to get out of here.
No, that's dope that she know the game.
Yeah, she know. Because we went through the service entrance. Yeah. And then the hardest part, because see, I'm fine with bombing. The thing that hurt the most is after there was a tape that you would use where they were talking on the podcast and it was like, yo, there was two comedians.
What you're talking about.
It was like, man, that first guy, he ain't hit. But that guy who did real well, and they did this. What was his name? Anthony Moore. Yeah, he was good. Not that first guy, though. And I was that first guy.
No, and that's the thing that, like, is fucked up in comedy, where, like, I appreciate crowds' honesty, but sometimes they too honest. Yeah. Like, you know, because I'm sure you had this too, where it's like, you have a great set after the show, and like the crowd come up to you like, yo, man, you was the funniest tonight. It's like, nigga, I'm sitting right next to the lineup. Like,
what you want me to do? These niggas right here. And they do this thing, they're like, yo, fucking hilarious. Right. You saved the show. Right, Them niggas there, like, and then they'll do this. Nah, you was good. You was good too. You was good too.
Right, yeah, it's like, yo, this still my friend.
Yo, we gotta take the train home together. But I never forgot that because I remember being like, because you would use that clip to like promote shit, which I understood because it made you look good. But every time I heard it, I was like, you don't need that one. It was so fucking funny, man. But you have always been very funny. I've always respected you because you have a style that I love. It's slow paced as shit, but it's like contrarian to the way I talk. I talk super fast, blah, 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 rapid fire, where you'll pace yourself, but it's precise. It's like, even if you're saying bullshit, it's like.
No, and it's funny because I never really heard it until somebody sent me a Cassidy interview. Right? That's when I really heard what they were talking about. They were like, they sent me the weirdest, the most random shit. They sent me a Cassidy interview, and I'm like, yo, I hear the pacing that you're talking about now. Like, I didn't even realize. I'm like, damn, I talk this slow? And I didn't even realize it until I started, and then I edit my own podcast. So when editing that, I'm like, damn, I really do talk this slow. I'm like,
it's an hour because you just took mad long.
Right, yeah. This is really a 15-minute conversation, but I'm just spacing everything out. Yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna do great for specials. Your specials you're gonna have mad time. But that's like, it's a trademark thing that you do. So I don't know how you feel about it now that you know it. Like, do you look at it as like, damn, I wish I could speed up?
No. So initially, I kind of did look at it kind of like maybe a weakness in a sense of like I remember years ago I auditioned at a club out here, and in the booker she was like, you were really funny, but you need to like it's your accent. Like she said that, and at the time like this shit like had me so angry.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking about like the greats that we know, like people that have real distinct voices. I'm like, this is what's going to set me apart eventually, or like kind of be my trademark.
Yeah.
So now like I just learned to like kind of embrace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get like I'm trying to think of somebody who has like for the whites, like Larry the Cable Guy, like that kind of tone. It's
Right,
Earthquake a little bit, those kind of characters you like, oh yeah, no one else sounds like, even Chappelle.
Right.
Like the old school Chappelle, that voice.
Yeah.
It's like nobody else sounded like that. It was that nigga and Tony Woods.
Yeah.
Were the only two who sounded like that, but it differentiates you from people.
It do, cause when you start watching certain specials, like when I started watching like when you see like when it was still like people getting half hours on TV or like late night specials, it would be people that would have like great diction and like enunciate really well, but because of that, sometimes they kind of blend in together.
Yeah.
Whereas like the people that like the Bernie Macs or Cat Williams, people like that, they have these like really distinct voices. Like not only are they funny, but you remember their voices.
Yeah, you remember their voices and their outfits.
Right, yeah.
And you have claimed Red Hat. Red Hat? Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I know, I legit dress like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like it legit changes from the winter, like once it hits like that 5 degrees dip, it just goes from red Phillies hat into knitted hat.
But still that red, yeah. For sure. I'm a snapback. I wear a snapback in the winter.
Yeah.
But I'm bald headed, so I'm gonna wear a hat regardless. You're not getting this dome just raw. But that's a dope. And now I wonder these things. As you've succeeded too, how has that changed you in any way? Because you're so Philly, right? That like you also still stay rooted in it. When I watch episodes of your pod, right, and clips, it's like, oh, this is a Philly nigga for real. Yeah. Like you're an example to me of a hood dude that made it out. That's not hood, but of the hood. Yeah,
bro. That's exactly really what it is. Cause I still do a lot of the same shit, but just like in a more bougie way. so it's like, it might change from me going out in sweats and Nike slides to me just going out in sweats and UGG slides. so I still do the same exact shit. Yeah. It's just like now I get to like just have a little bit more fun with it. Like now I don't have to choose between the gummy worms and the gummy bears.
I can have both.
Yeah. It's like, all right, I can grab both of them. So yeah. So
this nigga ain't gonna have cavity. He gonna have hood nigga problems just with the bag.
Right, yeah.
Why this nigga Anthony Moore got scurvy? He don't eat right. Yeah, but like and you see that, and have you ever felt the need, and I wonder this a lot, from working like mainstream comedy clubs, have you ever felt the need to transition into like a more mainstream thought process? You like, damn.
Yeah, I want to say yeah, and I feel like being in New York, it just taught me, one, how to be more universal. Okay. That definitely helped a lot, cause Philly, I know I was talking to people just from the area, Philly, South Jersey, Delaware, where up here, and I'm sure you know, like once you break out, cause you're from Brooklyn, right? Mm-hmm. So once you break out of like, you know, Brooklyn, performing for people in Brooklyn, once you start hitting the city, you basically performing for people from all around the world. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely taught me I had to learn how to be more universal. And then also it's like I remember one of the first times I got up here and I did my barber joke. Yeah. And like these white people was just looking at me. Like this shit just did not hit at all. And I was like, and as I was doing it, I'm like, I get exactly why this shit is not working. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I get, you know, the new social media thing? I get it now. It's like, that's what. Right, yeah. So yeah, that like,
It's so funny that
So-
they don't get tape ups. They don't have the same culture.
Yeah, so it taught me how to like tap into other cultures, but then also, I mean, like I might not be able to get away, like I might not get the same pop on that joke, but I learned how to bring people into my world more, a lot better. So it was really just finding that balance of still being myself in these other circles.
Yeah.
So-
Because I see that with a lot of comics, and this is just because like how I perceive you a little bit. It's like from the Philly guys in particular, or like people who come from the rest of the country, right? I see when they come here, they kind of feel nervous and like feel like they have to overdo a thing,
Right?
Or go the reverse and like, nah, fuck mainstream, or what people consider mainstream is just like main comedy clubs,
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Predominantly white audiences. Let's just simplify it even more. And they be like, yeah, fuck all that. That ain't for me. They don't want black people. And it's like, isn't that?
Right, yeah. And it's crazy because I know vets. Like I know vets that I've seen when they get in them comedy clubs, they struggle because they're too in their head about I need to switch into that.
Yeah.
When it's like if they would just stay themselves and just like trust that they're funny, because I mean there's guys that we know that's 20 years in that I see like try to break out from what they've been used, like from what they know already works. So luckily, like I kind of just figured it out early in the sense of I had to learn how to work these comedy clubs as like I was learning myself. Cause like I guess we about the same age. Like
How
we
old
both
are you?
32.
Yeah, I'm just on 30.
So so we started so young where we had that like we were
learning to be men at the same time we were learning a craft.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to cut you off in any way. It's just I definitely feel you. So you don't like. Sometimes I get envious, and sometimes I empathize with people who come into the game as adults.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Because me and my shorty was talking about this, and it's hard. I don't know if you felt this way. And matter of fact, I'm even asking. You ever felt your jaded is almost premature just because of how long you've been doing it?
Yeah, exactly.
You like you got a jadedness of old.
Like like I be wanting to complain because it's like I'm like 13 and a half now. Yeah, so I'm like being 13 years in, but then I'm like I'm 32. like it's like I'm complaining about stuff like cause like I watch a lot of my friends. Like
we've had Reggie on the show.
Reggie, like my class in Philly would be like me, Reggie, Chanel Ali,
Jonas Chanel.
Yeah, Jonas. But then like on a white, like when it comes to the white comics I was hanging with, it would be H. Foley and Kev Ryan with Are You Garbage? Shane Gillis. So like watching these guys is like it is easy to get jaded, but then when you realize like these guys are like in their late 30s and 40s. It's like we still got years to get there. Like we be complaining and like feeling away, but it's like stuff really is happening when it's supposed to.
No, I'm not. And this is as a person who I'm very positive overall, but I be needing that type of shit. Reminder, bro.
Same. Because that shit will really drive you crazy. Like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And then when you look back on where like these other comics when they were our age, they might have been doing worse.
Yeah, no, for real. It's like the New York guys that I remember doing open mics with consistently were like Alex English, Sydney and Marie, and like even Che was like a little bit after me, but not that far. You know, I'm like when I first was starting, he was first becoming famous, but it was still like I've been around that long. So you know when you see so many waves of it, you like, am I supposed to be rich now? Because I feel like niggas was rich by the time, and they might not have been. But in my head, I'm like, niggas was all rich by the time they was 30. You know what I mean? Chappelle had Chappelle Show at 33. That's what I be saying in my head.
No, and that's another thing too. When like, not even like outside of our class, when we look back at like the older comedians, that's why honestly, I really don't have no sympathy when I see older comedians complaining. Like, I'm telling you, when these niggas from the 90s start complaining about like how hard they got it, and there's been a few situations like recently where like I've seen vets complaining about shit, and I'm like, y'all don't understand how easy y'all had it. Like think about even what we doing now, right? You got this, I got my podcast. We outside of comedy, we gotta be able to like, we gotta be our own like video producers,
editor,
audio engineers.
Promoter.
We gotta write pilots.
Yeah.
All of that. Like, if you was funny in the 90s, niggas would like write the show around whatever joke went viral.
Yeah, that's it.
And
the crazy part is we've all had viral That's the craziest thing to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Every one of us.
Bro, if we was in the 90s, my barber joke would have been a TV show. Like that shit would have been a show.
Philly Barbers.
Right.
Without a doubt.
That would have been a show.
Yeah.
Or shit, Ice Cube would have found this.
Yeah.
That was it.
I ain't gonna front. I be telling every time I see another social media person like pick up them to be a comedic character, I be like, that's for us.
Right.
That's for they take it. Those are the only jobs that I feel like social media people like. Remember comedians used to always be in music videos. Right, yeah. Comedians were always like the guest star in the music video, bro. Ain't none of us in no music videos, bro. Yo. That's why I just want to be in a music video.
Yeah, this shit changed, man. Yeah. This shit changed a lot.
Yeah. But it's also, to give grace, and I always try to stay on a positive tip, it's like we also do have a lot more creative control. When it comes to what we have access to.
Right.
You know.
That is the one cool thing. Even though like it might be harder in certain aspects, you legit can put your career in your own hands if you figure it out the right way. Yeah. And that's like you could get, which I see happening because I thoroughly, just as a comedy fan, just a fan of art, I love y'all podcast. I've seen clips. That. I love it. I love the dynamic y'all niggas have. Like you, what's your boy name? So Asante Morris. So it's funny because before I started this podcast,
does he do stand up? Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, stand up. He do stand, but he's just like a. So it's crazy because I feel like for me, I've been doing this podcast for a year, but I feel like it's been like something I wanted to do since I first started. That's honestly that's how I got into comedy. Where when I was in high school, I used to just record videos once a week and just upload them on YouTube. Like just record them right on my iPhone, no edit, just straight upload it. But I didn't know what I was doing. And also I didn't know what I was really doing. And it was just like inside jokes that people I went to school would get.
Your fan groups would understand it.
Then once I got into stand-up, I stopped doing the YouTube stuff because, and I'm sure you know, around that time, that's when like all our vets was pushing us away from the internet. Yeah. They was telling us like that shit don't matter when we should have been embracing it. Yep. So then during the pandemic, I knew I wanted to start a pod, and I actually did do a pod with a comedian. You did an episode of it.
Which one? I did?
Yeah.
What? Do you not work with that comedian no more?
No, that's still my man, but
the way you said that shit.
No, that's still my guy. But that's why I don't want to mention the
now what was it?
But I just felt like it just wasn't a good fit for me. Yeah. Like it was his vision, and then because we were interviewing other comics, it really didn't. The way we were interviewing other comics on there, it didn't like really show our energy. Yeah. So it just like it wasn't a good fit for me. And then my co-host Asante Morris, he's a young comic from Philly. He moved up here during the pandemic, and when he moved up, when I was performing at Old Man Hustle a lot in Brooklyn. So we just started hanging out. He told me he was a young comic in Philly trying to figure out the city. So I was like, whenever I'm here, just pull up. I'll see if I can get you on. And we would like roll out the shows together. Yeah. And then we had went to DC and did a show together. So it was like legit. We were hanging with each other outside of comedy. Then I grabbed the equipment because I knew I wanted to start a podcast, but I didn't know with who or whatever. I was just going to like record with myself, try to figure it out. And then I told him, I was like, yo, I got some equipment if you want to record something. And then like we probably recorded like 5 or 6 episodes before I felt like, all right, I feel like this is a good start right here. Yeah. And like it's been dope. It's been like I legit have a lot of fun doing it because we talk about the wildest shit sometimes. Like we do. It's funny because it's like you could tell it's two niggas trying to be serious.
It's two niggas trying to be serious. That was the name of the podcast at first.
Yeah, legit. Like it's really like I was trying to be serious, like
but y'all mad hood.
Yeah, and like so the silliness always slips in. Even like us talking about the election, it'll go from us talking about damn, we feel like Kamala should have did this. Then it just shifts to, but I still talk to her. I wish I would have called her when she was at Howard. So it'd be stuff like that.
There was a clip that I think about just now where it's like you were talking about, you know why America doesn't want teachers to like have OnlyFans? It's just because they don't want teachers to, like, they don't want them to know the economy's so bad that they gotta sell pussy too.
Right,
But both of y'all said, but they do.
Right.
And it felt like when I watch the clips that I've seen is, besides the fact that I love y'all dynamic, and I love to even hear that from people watching, the fact that you created something what essentially is your friend.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like y'all having fun.
Right.
Y'all being silly. Y'all not, and I wonder this, does this ever seep in? Do you ever think, because sometimes I face this when it comes to creating stuff. You're like, oh, I want to have a bag and like figure out how to make millions from this shit. Like, does that happen, and how do you overcome that?
It used to happen, but now I'm at the point where I'm like, and I kind of learned this just from like doing like sketches and videos and stuff like that, or even watching like some of my friends do their podcast. Like, for example, like I said, I watch Cat Ryan and H. Foley. Mm-hmm. They finally got success with their new podcast, but people don't know they were recording podcasts for probably like 7 years.
Wow.
Up until when that popped. Because I remember when I was in Philly, I would listen to them just because it felt like I was getting a glimpse of like the New York comedy scene.
Before you talking about before you came here?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was listening to their podcast back in like 2014.
Yeah.
And now that like now it's like they got a whole back catalog for people to go back to.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how like I look at it, where it's a slow process, and I'm treating the podcast just like comedy, where it's like, all right, it might not be as good, or you got to go through that bombing process of like just figuring it out, and once you do, like the base will be there.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because that's something that I've every medium that I pursued, like with acting, my acting teacher said is like you can't evaluate and create at the same time,
right?
And it's like you just have to go through the process. He would always just put mad emphasis. He was like, all right, if he felt like, you know how as a comic you like real young, like a joke bomb, you like, the world's over, I'm never gonna make it, that type of energy. Acting has the same, podcast has the same. And you get past that and go to the point where you like, well, I was a little bit better than I was yesterday.
Right, exactly.
And that's a win.
Yeah, and that's what like, I'm glad you said that, because that's how I kind of look at it, is like going to the gym.
Yes.
Like, where it's like, all right, I don't see the results today, but if I keep up with this for like 6 months, I'm gonna look like, damn, this shit like
I'm bad.
Yeah, right.
I might be somebody. I can't lie to you. Yo, as a fellow dude that goes to the gym and going from a transition with like, I don't.
Oh no, I saw people commenting.
Yo, niggas roasting me, bro. But it's mad niggas though.
Right, no, that's just niggas' way of telling you look good.
I know. Yo, when dudes roast you, bro, because it's weird. Because every insult is. I don't know when this particular episode will come out, but I posted a video of my transition from when I started working out 2019 to now. I got bigger. I was always skinny. Right. So I never saw it. So I was just like, damn, nigga, I'm still fucking skinny. And I just saw that picture. I was like, I don't look like that no more. Right. Oh, that's dope. And mad niggas would comment, yeah, good job, bro. Still got big ass head. You'd be like,
no, that's how really big. Like you ever go somewhere, like you might have on like a new shirt, new jacket, and niggas will comment like, man, this nigga think he cute. That's niggas way of telling you look good.
Yeah, it is. Because it's so you say in the back of your head, you think I'm cute?
Right, yeah. I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah. We all have that, bro. Because it's like, and especially, I don't know if you feel this way when like when women have because I feel like it's a black woman thing in terms of the shade mixed with the compliment. It's that same energy. Black woman go, oh, so what, you just think you somebody?
Right, yeah.
Oh, so you just think you handsome.
Right.
You like, a little bit.
Right.
Or I remember the thing that was my catalyst for working out, and what was yours? Because in terms of pursuing stuff, there's always a moment where someone gives you some insight or inspiration that make you go, I'm gonna keep going hard. Right. For gym, some girl randomly was like, it looked like you've been working out. Right. And did that, and I was like, I ain't never got that before.
Right, yeah.
I'm never stopping this shit.
Right,
What was yours?
Damn, I've had that. Just the way. Actually, this shit happened recently. Like my girl was just touching my arms.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn. Like when you start liking me like that, because I guess like we've both been with our people for so long.
Yeah.
Like you ever like. I don't know. Maybe it's just my girl that don't like me. Like,
hold on, finish your sentence.
No, because like in a relationship, you could be with somebody for so long. It's like they start treating you like a partner. It's like y'all damn near like siblings.
Nigga, we brothers?
Yeah, yeah. So it was like the other day she was on like just touching me and looking at me. I'm like, damn, okay.
yeah. When and this might sound crazy, but this is just the sentence that comes out of mine. When she start treating you like the hoe you want to be.
Right, yeah,
you know?
right, yeah. Right. That's what, and man, that's a whole nother conversation.
What's
man.
up? Nah, we can have it. What's up?
No, I wish like women would realize that I didn't fall for you because I thought you was be this great motherly person.
Yeah.
I liked you because you were the hoe. Like be that hoe I met.
Yeah. Be that hoe I miss.
Right,
That's really what it is.
I didn't start talking to you because I thought, damn, she could really put together a home. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
man.
bro. Dude, I get it. I have a joke about it now where it's like I say, I connect it to politics, but I say ultimately, my main goal in my relationship is I just want my girl to know I can still get hoes. Like that's just all.
Right, yeah.
But I mean by that, and some girls will hear that and be like, yo, who you think you are? It's like, no, I just want her to pursue me like I can still get hoes the way she did at the beginning.
Right.
Girls say it all the time. I don't think dudes say it enough.
Right.
We just want to be pursued. We want our girl to do that freak shit that they did at the beginning when they was trying to keep us.
Right.
When you in a relationship a long time, they be like, they try to substitute that shit for folding clothes. Like,
Right,
this don't matter.
Right. Exactly.
Just because you do laundry don't mean nothing to me. Like, I appreciate that you could do it.
Right, yeah.
But that don't substitute head. With sick people. And I feel like this is the type of shit you talk about on your pod, and that's what I love. That's what I love.
Yeah, that's what like it'll really go from like a regular ass conversation about something into that.
Yeah, just hey, so why can't we get head?
But yeah. Cause even like we were like recently we were talking about the WNBA. Mm-hmm. And it's like every conversation, it'll start from like a good, genuine place. And then somehow it just reverts back to, but damn, some of them look good.
They thick. They all thick, by the way. They tall, but whatever. Yeah. All right, that's fucking awesome, bro. I thoroughly love and enjoy this because it's like, it gives me some insight to who you are as a person. When it comes to like how you create, especially as a stand-up, bro, what is your like writing process?
So like if I do think about stuff, I'll jot it down on my phone, but I still do like to write it down in a copybook. Like because that's how I started, just writing in a black and white composition book. Mm-hmm. So I like to write it down because as I'm writing it down, because it's slower than just typing it out, I'll think of something. Like I legit, like I'll always think of like extra tags as I'm writing it out. And they say like because like your hand connected to your brain, like scientifically, it'll make it easier for you to remember. Like you'll just connect with the words a lot better as opposed to you just like on an electronic device.
Yeah, you need to like I walk around with a little notepad, just like you need to.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a different effect. I understand that. I understand that completely. That's fucking fire, bro.
But it's hard for me to sit and write during the day. Like I don't know why. Like I always feel like my best thoughts come to me in the middle of the night. Like my best writing is like between like 1 and 3.
Yeah, it's like a pervert hours. Yeah. I can only write when I'm in the bushes. If I'm not lurking, I can't write shit, bro. This nigga be like this with bits. But I do understand. But I get that post-nut clarity. I be writing like a motherfucker, bro. But no, I do understand that. You know, I like giving that insight to people who are watching because, you know, we all have our different writing styles and our approaches to this game. And, you know, you're one of those people that I feel like is navigating in such a smooth way. You know what I mean? On television now. And one thing that, you know, to give you your flowers, man, you keep your friends around too.
Yeah.
You keep a tight knit circle of like the people who I've seen you with. You're kind of always with. You know what I mean? Y'all, the Philly camp specifically. I feel like Philly guys just like Shane has this new show.
Yeah.
And then you ended up on the show.
Bro, that shit, and when I did that show, it was crazy because when they hit me up, I was like, sure. But it's like legit, it was all the comics, and I didn't realize that until I got there. It was like outside of like 1 or 2 people, and it was like legit all the comics that we started at open mics with.
Yeah.
So it was like doing that, me and 2 other people on the cast, like we lived up here with Shane, but everybody else they put in there was still living in Philly.
Yeah.
So it was like legit bringing up guys that were like either out of comedy, because it was a good amount of guys that like stopped doing comedy just because they couldn't move up here for different reasons. Like it's hard to move up, and that's the luxury we kind of got because we started so young. Whereas like guys that started comedy once they were older, but they're married, got kids, like real jobs. So it's just hard. So it's hard to just leave all of that. Yeah. Whereas like, so Shane gave this whole new life to the scene. Yeah. Whereas like because of him, now I know there's other guys that got popping podcasts and Patreons, or now like are able to get road work that they weren't able to before. Yeah. So yeah, seeing how like certain headliners move, like him, also like up here, Sam Morrell's another guy that I open for. Sam Morrell, another New York City comic, but I open for him sometime. But watching how these guys move is made me see like the type of headliner I want to be. Yes. And like pull other guys up, or like make sure like that my circle is cool. Yeah. I feel that. I respect that. For somebody who took me on the road with them, Roy Wood Jr., I've shouted him out before. And like, I tried to imitate, because he did something cold. He paid me whatever the club paid me. He said, whatever they pay, y'all match it. Right, yeah. And that's dope. Yeah, that's what I've had that happen too. And it's like I feel like guys like that, that like work our circuit, they really understand how much we appreciate that. Yeah. Because they know how much they struggle too. Yeah. And the struggle it hasn't changed. No. Like, it's like we all going through the same shit. It's just a matter of like, when do we break through to that other side? Yeah, I remember I tried to imitate that fast. Like I tried to pay it forward immediately. Roy did that for me, and then a couple weeks later, I had like a college show, and I hired some comics to do it, and I tried to double their pay. Nigga, I ran out of money. That's why I realized I wasn't there yet. Yeah. Right. But it's like you need to do those. You need to have that exposure. You know what I mean? That's why it's dope what you're doing with the comics you're doing the podcast with, because it's like y'all keep building. His career will go however it goes, and y'all go. And that's what I was like telling him. I'm like, because he's so young, I'm like, I don't think he realized like the odds that's on him. Yeah. Like even if it's not like happening in a comment or a message or a immediate follow, I'm like, people are still paying attention to you, and they seeing like you doing something good. Yeah. And it's like, all right, so we start seeing him. Like I thought about him. I was like, is he a stand-up? Now that I know, I'm like, oh. Let's see what he does on stage. Right, yeah. You know what I mean? So the work that you guys are putting in is fucking amazing. And then just continue to do that. Right. You know, so here's how I end every episode. And I want to ask you directly. If someone's watching this and they identify with you, your energy, your mindset, what is a gem that you would share with them? Like a piece of motivation. If they're older or younger, it doesn't matter. But they identify with you, what would you tell them? Damn, that's good. We actually just talked about this. Really just finding that balance of doing what makes you happy. And also like try to have like other stuff outside of work too. Yeah. So that's kind of one of the things, like, you know, I'm in Jersey now. Yeah. So I like having that balance of when I come to the city, it's for work, but then I get to have that separation. Cause I kind of needed that, cause you will get jaded in this. Like I'm telling you, if you don't have other shit to make you happy, like work will drive you crazy. Work will drive you crazy, man. I just need you to look at the camera and be like, you will get jaded in this. Right. So yeah, So find that perfect balance of like, you know, chase your dreams, like, but also in the end do what makes you happy and like find other like hobbies outside of work. So like the work doesn't drive you crazy.
Yeah. I thank you,
Yeah.
man. And I appreciate you
No.
having pulling up, bro.
Anytime.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for
Yeah.
watching this episode. My name is Alex Babbitt. This is Anthony
Yeah.
Moore. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.